First of all, how cute is my nephew, though? Do you want to see him again? Let's see him again.
This guy.
Guys, I've got a lot to get through, and I'm going to start now. Now, at the start of last year, I moved out of London and back home to Blackburn. Hashtag Tezzy. My favourite thing about moving back home to Blackburn was reconnecting with my family, in particular, my nephew and my niece. The worst thing about moving back home to Blackburn was reconnecting with my family, in particular, my nephew and my niece, who I think have made it their life mission to destroy mine. Now, only a few weeks after I moved back, probably, it was about May last year, May 2017, I was sat with them in McDonald's, because despite being the poster boy for anti-establishment terrorist comedy, I do still like going to McDonald's. Do not be fooled by the leftist ideals that I've got. I'm still Tezzy from the block, I think is how that full saying goes. And I was talking to them about Ramadan. It's about a week before Ramadan started last year, and I was explaining to them why they can't do it. The answer is, they're too young and social services do not like it. In the middle of our conversation, this guy interrupted us from the table next to us, overhearing our conversation, and he goes to us, "Hey! Are you Muslim and that?" Now this did not seem like a polite inquiry. Right? It got me shook straight away. Now, before I tell you how I dealt with the situation, I need to tell you something about my nephew and my niece, because I do love them, but I don't like them. They're absolute liabilities, bro. Only a few weeks before this McDonald story, I took them to the cinema to watch that new Lego Batman film. Spoilers, it's fucking good. And I got to the front of the queue, and I bought the tickets for the film. And I turned to my nephew, 3.5 years old, you've seen him, cute as a button. I was like, what do you want? My treat, as opposed to his treat. And he was like, he looked at the menu at the cinema, looked at his uncle, looked at the menu, looked back at me, and he goes, okay, I want a cock porn. You fucking what? I want a cock porn. All right, I'm gonna shut this down immediately. I don't think it's that sort of cinema. Like, what you were asking for is incredibly niche, and mainly it's just mainstream stuff here, like a bit of Bollywood, but nothing like what you were asking for. Now, I know all the detectives in the audience have figured out what he was saying straight away. I'll admit, I was slow on the uptake that day, and a lot on my mind, get off my backs. Now, he is getting very agitated, because in his head, he has asked for a simple thing he can see in the menu, but his thick uncle can't understand what he's saying. So there's that quintessential British thing we all do. You know when you say something to someone, and they don't quite catch it the first time, so you just say the same thing, but louder, with more frequency? He starts making a bit of a scene. He's like, I just want a cock porn. Cock porn, cock porn, cock porn, cock porn. I want a cock porn. I start getting very anxious. There's a lot of people around. It's a very popular film. And I'm getting paranoid because I'm thinking that all the lovely people in the queue must be thinking, how much porn is that man showing that child that child now has a preference? Like, listen, I don't know what the game is, but I need to stop playing it immediately. Please be serious for 1 second. What do you want? I just want a cock porn, like you give me at home. That has never happened. That has literally never happened. That has never happened in the history of this relationship. I don't know what he's talking about. Listen, this is your final warning, or you're gonna get nothing. You go cock porn. Pick something else. Okay. Is it cute when I make that face? Like, I can't see it, but I feel like it is fucking cute. I want a hot dog. Fuck's sake. If anything, that is even less halal. At this point, my niece intervened. She'd been watching the whole story unfold. She's a bit older than him. She's 8. She tucks him in the arm. She goes, Uncle, I think he just wants popcorn. Oh, yeah. No, that doesn't make sense. But I don't trust her. I'll tell you why. Because she came home from school a few weeks before that, and she said to her mum, my older sister, Mummy, I've learned how to speak Punjabi. Now, this surprised my sister a lot, because her kids are 3rd generation. They only speak English at home. Also, she goes to a Catholic school. Where did she learn the Punjabi from? But my sister's very curious. She's like, okay, darling, show me what you've learned. And this little monster said to her mum, my older sister, Mummy, can I watch TV, please? That's what she thought Punjabi was. Someone at school is convinced that Punjabi is an accent and a fucking head bobble. And she's taken that information home to her mum. So when she was like, I think he wants popcorn, I'm like, I don't trust your translation skills. But then I thought, hang on. Just because you're wrong about one thing doesn't mean you're wrong about everything. And if there's a better allegory for modern political discourse, I'd like to see it. She didn't understand that either, don't worry. All right, I'm gonna go back in. Did you mean popcorn, lad? Yeah. Then why didn't you just say popcorn then? And I swear to God, he goes, 'cause I'm small? I was like, that is the cutest, most adorable thing I've literally ever heard in my life. One salty cock porn for this guy, please.